Hello guys, welcome back to this YouTube channel. So today I just want to do a quick true recap on the buy I took yesterday on Euro USD. So over here on the 4 hour time frame, let me use the main charts. This is not like this the main chart actually. Let me use the charts here. So uh, on the outlook I gave for Euro USD during the weekend, I see that we are currently in a range that's within from this high. It's like our high and this the low here. So we are kind of ranging within this high and this low. And I said it's either you wait for a breakout of the range and then maybe look for trades on a breakout above here. And then you can look for trades. Or you trade within the range, and if you must trade within the range, should be trading within the lower 25% of the range, which is here, or maybe the higher 75% of the range, which is here. So going over to the main charts, because it's like the chart I use for the outlook. So, but going over to the main charts, which is here. So we had this. Oh my God. So we know that we are trading within this range, and here on Monday, which is 8th August, this was Monday's trading. We already had this, let's say, I don't know what to call it, but I think just call it a reconstruction or some kind of break of supply. So we already had some kind of break of supply in price breaking above this range. So I was thinking, okay, we are kind of like working within this low here and this high. This like our range, our trading range on the 4 hour. So going over to the 15 minutes, and since these are range, it makes sense to look for buys from here or maybe within the range here. Like get some kind of buys within this range. You can just take the trade to TP at the 75% of this whole range. So let me go to 15-minute time frame. So here on the 15-minute time frame, since we had a break construction, this that forward break construction here, and here so I was looking at this as some kind of shift in market structure, some kind of shift in market structure, and this like a break construction based on this shift in market structure. Now pulled back into this zone here and respected the demand zone here, and price has now pushed up again, breaking the structure. So now it's looking as if price is making some kind of higher lows and higher highs. And whenever price is making higher highs and higher lows, you can see that the structure of the market is bullish. So since we already have this break of structure here, and we are currently at this higher high till now, yeah, London open, we are currently at this higher high. Was thinking, okay, it makes sense to just follow this particular structure which is within this whole range. And for me, we are not really down here at the lower 25%, but it makes sense maybe just take the trade somewhere below this 50% mark and then TP at the higher 75%. So that was what I was thinking. And then mm, that same Monday London session, I was also looking at this as some kind of price pulling back bearishly here, price pulling back bearishly here, and then so Mauritius. We have something like this. So, and then when we had this break above this structure here, it looked to me like, okay, everything is well aligned. Everything is well aligned. So I was basically looking for some kind of confirmation that this already happened before I even came to the shed. This was around 4, 5, 6 a.m. Came to the shots around 7, 8, which was somewhere here. So we already had this block construction here. We now had this, it's like internal to this particular block construction. So we had this block construction here. And then I marked this out as my demand zone here after this break construction. I know that this my range like this like a single push to me. That's like a single push. But I know I also know that this is like another supply range here and within this sorry a demand range and within this demand range we have like this refined demand range and I also had my extreme demand zone which was here but price didn't really get to this particular zone. So we go to the 1 minute charts, which is where most of the trading happens. So here, so here on the 1 minute charts. So when I came to the chart, price was already somewhere up here. So I was thinking, okay, since we've had a break of structure, and price is somewhere up here forming the higher high. I said since we already broke structure and we are kind of like in a push phase, I already know that after a push phase we will get some kind of pullback before the continuation of that particular trend. So I wanted to take some kind of counter trend trade from here. So the reason for that trade is since I had this 1 minute break of structure here. I had 1 minute break of structure and I don't normally take the trade on the first pullback. Normally wait for price to like pull back maybe into the bottom of this range, which is what is actually tapped on this one, and then push down. Then whenever it pulls back again, then I can take the trade. So that was how I planned the sell, but price I didn't really get the entry I needed. Price didn't really pull back for the second one. Yeah, for this particular, we didn't really get any pullback. Like price just pushed straight down. So I had to wait for another entry. That's like the downside of waiting for like two lower highs or something like that. In that you miss a lot of trades waiting for stuff like this, but I'm actually okay with missing those trades. So this was like that 15 minutes uh, demand zone, and within this demand zone, I had like this engulfed candle that is refined here at the extreme. So the thing is, when I have zones like, let me say I have like my whole higher time frame zone, and then I'll have like the refined one. If I start getting some kind of confirmation from maybe this whole zone that price coming to the refined ones, as long as I get the confirmation I need to get, which is a break of structure, price pulling back, respecting that structure, and making a new higher high, then I can confidently take the trade whenever price pulls back for the second time. Then that's like, let's say, my entry model or something like that. But on Monday, price actually pulled into the extreme, which is this engulfed candle down here. So when price came into this one, I didn't really take the trade. Like I didn't even bother taking it. I just had to watch price and see how everything forms. And the thing with this particular trade is that it was somehow, would I say, tricky or something like that. Because if you study structure, like if you see that maybe this is like a single push here, you might have said, okay, you have to wait for price to come up above here before you take the trade. That's wait for price to maybe break the structure before taking the trade. But the main reason why I didn't look at it that way is because the the 15 minutes time frame structure is bullish. So I already know that price is bullish, and here we had some kind of, let's say, minor structure or stuff like that. So we had like this low here, and then had a break here. Price pulled back to make that higher low, which is something I would normally want to see. It's like the higher low, and then we have another break of structure. So I have break of structure here. So the reason why I didn't want to mark out this high is like, so it's just because of I had this break of structure, and then we now have like the confirmation of price making that higher low and then a new higher high. So I was like, okay, this one actually makes it like just maybe take the trade from within this zone here, because this is not like my new demand range from this to this, like my new demand range for setting an entry at this high will only, if I set an entry here, I will have to put my stop loss somewhere below the low. It's around 6 7 pips. It's like a lot, honestly. So I had to look for maybe, just had to like refine the zone. This is not really a refinement, but just had to reduce the stop loss, and then I didn't use this engulfs candle here. I didn't actually use this engulfs candle here because I wasn't feeling very confident setting my entry. So what I used was the 5 minute supply zone, which was 5 minutes. So this is what I use the 5 minute buy to sell week as my actual entry. Mm, I don't think it's clear on the trends. Yeah, it's not clear on the trend, but I use the 5 minutes buy to sell candle as my actual entry. Let's see, sorry, buy to sell week. So I just use it, and that's why I set my entry and my stop always below this low. This is the buy to sell week here. This high to this low. So that's what I use as my entry. And over to 1 minute. Regarding this particular engulfed candle here, another reason why I didn't use it was because what is reacting from didn't really do anything significant. Like for me, I think it was reacting to this particular QI, or maybe just use the whole body here. So it's kind of like reacting to this. And this high now, this that I don't know if I should call it the supply zone, within the brace structure. The only time I can say that a supply or demand zone is valid to me is if it breaks structure. Then I can say, okay, now this supply is significant to me. But this particular supply zone here didn't really do anything, like just pushed. We had this push down, we didn't break this low, we didn't break anything, and then price just reacted to it and pushed up. So that was like one of the reasons why I didn't want to use this one. So I used that buy to sell week on the 5 minutes. So that was the reason why I took the trade here. So I had that break of structure here. I had the break of structure here. Price pulled back, confirmed. We got the confirmation of this higher low with this with price making a new higher. This somewhere here, and then it will be trade when price push back. So I just set a limit here, and my stop loss was below the low. So with regards to how I managed the trade while I was on the trade, I'm actually still on the trade right now, but here when price broke this high, I was looking at this high as like my main high. So when price broke above this high, that was when I moved my stop loss to break even at 1:4, which was this particular zone here, this particular line here. That was like 1:4 risk reward ratio. That was when I partial out my initial risk, which was around just close like let's say I was risking 0.5 as half percent. I was risking like um 0.5% of my account. So at 1:4.5, just partial it out to secure the risk or maybe use it for a potential loss that I would take later during the week. So, and when I partialed it, this was my TP. Actually, this was my TP here because I was looking at this. I had this as some kind of imbalance that I said, okay, price might want to pull back to fill this imbalance. And if price fills this imbalance, it won't just fill imbalance and continue going down. So I have to like maybe sweep some kind of liquidity or something like that. So we also had this equal height here, just below that 75% of the range. So I was saying, okay, if this is the imbalance and we have liquidity here, it makes sense to just set my TP just a few pips above the imbalance. So I actually use the bottom of this range as my take profit. Bottom of this range is particularly low. I don't know why I used it, but I just used it as my take profit, and it's kind of like close to that to the 75% of the whole range. That was the reason why I just okay, I'll set my take profit here so that this liquidity here can be like some kind of, let's say, it will fuel the move for price to get above here and maybe come into this. And remember, this that 4 hour high that we want to see price break. But since we are in a range, I don't know I don't even know if price will get to this high or not. But we just trade what we see. So I use this bottom of this range as my overall target. But when price broke 15-minute structure, when price broke this high, this is like because I'm kind of like day trading, so I'll mostly use my trades within a day or maybe within a few hours. So since these are 15 minutes high, I partial out majority of the trade, like 80% of the trade here. And when price pushed up into this take profit zone on on Tuesday, which is today, when price pushed into this zone, I kind of like just partial out like half of the remaining position. I still left half of it to run like so. That was it for this particular trade. On Tuesday, I didn't really see an opportunity to trade on Tuesday, but here on Tuesday we had this break until ninth. So this London session was trade somewhere here, which is like actually like the one of the main sessions that kind of like trade actively. So we had this breakup. We already had this breakup structure from yesterday. So we had this breakup structure and price was in that pullback phase. So when I woke up around 7, price was already somewhere here. We haven't broken the structure yet. We haven't broken this. So that was when I marked this out and I said, okay, if we get a break of this structure, because now price like pulling back bearishly after we had this. So this one was too much. I don't know. So after we like had this break here, price just pulled back bearishly. So I was like saying, okay, before I would even think of taking bites today, price have to price has to return to being bullish to be able to make sense. So we had the break above here, and I said, okay, where are my ranges? Let me go to the 15 minutes. So when we had the break of structure, I'm looking for demand ranges to trade from. So that was when I saw this. After this break of stretch, when price pulled back, it's kind of like reacted to this supply range here. Got some kind of reaction to the supply range. The price pushed down and then failed to take out this low. So I kind of like mark this out as one of my demand range. And within this demand range, I also had this range here. And within this particular range, I have like a defined range here. I think this was, I can't remember the time frame. I think 30 minutes, no, 45. I think it's 45. So it was an inside bar. Yeah, 45. It was 45 inside bar candle. So it was like I said, refined zone, but I also had like my whole zone here. So on the back to the 1 minute. So when price pulled back into the zone after we had this reconstruction, when price pulled back into the zone, I was looking at this as my high because this low wasn't taken in just this particular low wasn't taken after this pullback here. Neutral. So after we got this pullback, this low was not taken. So I was looking at this as my high. So when price pushed up and broke this high, pulled back, pushed up again. So this is where I would have gotten into the trade. Maybe it is demand zone here. If price should pull back again, then I would have entered the trade somewhere here because we are reacting to this demand zone here. But price didn't actually pull back, so I didn't take any trade today. Um, Euro USD, and I also I did was a trade. I didn't really take the trade. I had to leave the order, but later on it was triggered. Let me just show you. It was on good. It was on good. So this particular one here. The reason for the trade was because the 4 hour structure is bullish, and that was looking at is let me go to 15 minutes. The 4 hour structure was bullish, and I already covered this, like I talked about this all this price action with some of my friends during the weekend. So we already did the outlook. I just didn't have the time to upload it on YouTube. So we had this equal high series like the 4 hour high. So I was looking for price to come up above this high. That was like what I was targeting. I need to take a buy from somewhere here to target this high. So on Monday when I looked at gold, I didn't really get any confirmations whenever price came to my zone. So I didn't just take any trade. So but here on Tuesday, which is today, I had this reconstruction here. So no, initially this is what I was looking at. After I had this reconstruction here, I was looking at okay, I have this buy to sell week here as maybe one of my zones. I have this extreme demand here, and I also have this imbalance here as one of my zones. So I had like three different zones. So I just had to watch price and see how price would react to those zones whenever price get back to them. So when price pull back down, kind of like doing this one a little bit, but pushed up without really getting to this one. So I was just watching what price was doing without really doing anything. And then price came in, took out this low, didn't really break this low, just like now some kind of sweep of liquidity within this low, but it still didn't come into this particular period. So when I saw this sweep here, it's the 1 minute. So when I saw this sweep here, it was like sweep of liquidity. So I had the sweep here, and then I saw price push up. Like I was actually watching. I didn't even have to. I didn't even draw anything in this particular shot. But when I saw price push up, like when I saw price was already somewhere here. So I was thinking in my head, okay, we have a break construction that's within this load. We had this as our break construction. Then here's another break construction, which is like the it's like that confirmation I normally want to see whenever I'm trading. So we have like the break construction price pulling back to respect the range, creating that higher low, and then pushing up to confirm this low as our higher low and forming a higher high. So what I wanted to see was for price to pull back again into this range, but price didn't do that immediately. So this is what I initially I had this as my zone. Let me look at the photo. So this was like the engulf scan that I was using. I was using this as the as my whole zone, but the zone was when I say it was too big, so I had to just use the week. We had more week than body, so I just decided to use the week. This was like 10 pips. I didn't feel comfortable using 10 pips as my stop loss, so I just had to reduce it to the week. But price didn't pull back immediately. It was the only time price pulled back was after we've taken that 4 hour high, taking this 4 hour high already. After you've taken this 4 hour high, which was what I was just targeting, I wanted to this to be my target. So pricing pulled back. So later on, which then I've already deleted the order. That's when I saw price take out that 4 hour high. Just had to delete the order, but price still came back to the zone. Respected the zone, but kind of just within this range right now. So that's it for Euro USD and a little bit of gold. So we'll see how the week plays out. We'll see how the week plays out. But the current structure on the 4 hour is still bullish, so we'll still continue. We'll just continue taking buys or take some counter trend sells and stuff like that. And then we'll also wait and see if maybe during the week, that's maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, if we get some kind of breakout from this high or maybe this low. So that's it for Euro USD. So yeah, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, just click the subscribe button. So that's it, guys. Bye for now.